I've just made these fantastic earrings, lovely dangle earrings. I just love the way they come out. So I thought I'll show you how to make them. So what you need is some jewelry making wire. This is 20 gauge wire and it's half hard silver plated. What you'll need is some beads of your choice if you're adding them, but I've got them in purple. I'm just adding one to each earring, so you'll need two, one for each earring if you're using them. And also you'll need is this a file. If you don't have a file, just use like an emery board, what you use for your nails. And I'm going to make my own earring wire. I've made my own earring wire, as you can see. But if you are not going to make your own earring wire, then you just need the two of these ready made, and then you won't need the file. You'll also need a ruler and some kind of round object like this. This is what one of the equipment that I use to make my own jump rings. Just one of them, but you don't have to use this one. You can just use a pen. It just depends how big you want the curls to be. This bit depends how big you want them to be. You can make them thinner. You can use a pen that you can use a lolly stick, anything like this, you know, anything round. Obviously the bigger the cylinder is, then the bigger the twirls will come out. Obviously if you use like a thinner, like a lolly stick, or just a thinner pen or pencil, then you know these spirals would be that size. So also I said a ruler. You'll need some jewelry making equipment. I'm using these jewel pliers because sometimes I use it to just straighten out the wire, but it's not essential. Also flat nose pliers, round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, flush cutters. Oh, the first thing we're going to do is you're going to need a ruler. I think I meant, yeah, ruler. And take the wire and cut it, pull it out and cut it to 5 inches. So just measure it 5 inches. And then cut it where my finger is. If you want the earring to be longer, then you would cut more of the wire. If you want them to be longer dangles, then you cut it as long as you want, really. So we'll put away the wire. Don't need it right now. So what I'm doing is going to pick up this piece of wire that I've cut 5 inches. And I'm going to bend it. I bent it in half, and then I'm going to just squeeze it together. Like that. So it's a bit twisted now. I bent it in half, and then I'm going to just squeeze it together. Like that. So it's a bit twisted now. So I'm going to try and bend it together like that. I like to give this a little pinch at the top like that, and bend it together and keep together like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is pick up my cylinder, and then I'm going to wrap it around like a spiral. Like that, look like a spiral like that. And then I'm just going to cut the top so it's two. I cut the top so you get two identical earrings. So the next thing I'm going to do is turn it round, I think. And so the next thing I'm going to do is make a loop at the top and one at the bottom. So I'm going to pick up my chain nose pliers. I'm going to grab the end like that. Make sure there's nothing up here and just at the tip, and then just turn it to form a loop. Form a loop at the top. Close it in. And then form a loop at the bottom. As it's kind of going that way, I'm going to turn, going to make a hoop. Just going to form a small loop. You must close it. So I'm going to pick up the other one and make a hoop at both ends. I think I'll do the hoop going that way. So they should try and have them look identical as possible. Might have to make a few little adjustments. So a hoop at each top. It's not completely closed yet because I might need to make some adjustments. So they're got a hoop at each side. So the next thing we're going to do is make a bead. That's if you're making one. So I'm going to go back and get the wire for the beaded part and cut it to 1 inch. Get my ruler, cut 2 actually, because it's going for each earring. So cut 2 of these. Cut 2 of these at 1 inch each. So 1. There's another one. Put away the wire so they're both about 1 inch. I mean, we're going to cut some of it. So I'm going to take one and pick up my chain nose pliers. Go to the tip, have nothing up there, and just form a loop. Going to kind of move it, position it there. And form a loop at the top. So I formed a loop at the top, and I'm keeping my finger there because I want the loop to kind of be central. So I just make a few more adjustments, just turn it a little bit more, and then go back in and close it. So that I've got a P at the top and it's central at the top as possible. And then I'm going to pick up the bead. I think I'll get the green one. I'm going to just put it on like that. And the hoop is going that way. Let's see. The hoop is going, so I have the hoop in the same direction. I'm going to cut a little bit because I want it a little bit, I want it about the same length of my my fingernail. So I'm going to just cut a little bit more off the top. Where's my cutters? I think first of all I'll just clamp at the top like that. Put my fingernail, so it's about that short, and then cut it. Cut it downwards because the wire does fly like that. Cut it, pick up me round nose pliers. I think I'll bend. Another thing I can sometimes do is just bend the loop across a little bit, so when I form a loop, it's more central, like that. You grab hold of it and just turn and make a loop, form a loop like that. So I go in and close it, go back in and close it like that. So it should look like that. Also, what I'll do is pick up my chain nose pliers and my flat nose pliers. And kind of grab them together so it's nice and straight. It doesn't matter if the one hoop is a bit smaller than the other, that doesn't matter. And then I'll pick up the earring again and just put the hoop. I could put it at the bottom or the top, depends. Let's see. Yeah, let it kind of, well, it can be at the bottom or the top. Yeah, it can dangle at the bottom. I think that looks better. I've left the hoop slightly open so I can push it in. So I have to go back in and open it slightly. Then hook it on. See, it's open there. So just hook it on like that. So it's on, and then just pick up maybe me chain those pliers and close it. Just by just holding there and pulling the wire together. Push the wire down like that. So it should look something like this. And then repeat the procedure on the other earring. A piece of wire. Gonna just thread it on. Sometimes I could just pick up my chain nose pliers and kind of move a bit of the wire across like that. So it's kind of like that. So when I form a loop, I can form it a bit better. I don't always do it like that, it just depends. So just hook the end and bring it forward, down and downwards. The hoop is a bit misshapen, so I'll go back in and just kind of move it across. And then close it, like that. So it should look something like that, with the hoop at the top and the bead at the bottom. Then just go to the other side again. And I like to just make my loops a bit smaller. So I'm going to pick up my flush cutters. And then just put my finger tip. I think it's a bit smaller. Put my fingertip. Yeah, and just cut it. Go a bit downwards because the thing's going to fly. The piece of wire is going to fly. And then I might just bring the wire away and then get the tip of it. Just grab the tip of it. Try and push it down a bit. and then move it across to me. Try and make it the same direction. It's a little bit too, I've taken a bit, so I'll just go back up. Go in at the tip and just form a loop and close it like that. It's gone a bit too much to the side, so I'll just go back in, move it. Go back in and close it like that. So it's a little bit bent, so I'll just pick up my chain nose pliers, my flat nose pliers, and just straighten it up, you know, tidy it up a little bit. So it should look something like that. So what I'm going to do is put it onto the earring, at the bottom of the earring. I'm going to look at my other one. So I'm going to put them together so I look that they're the same. So the longer piece is at the top and the shorter piece is at the bottom. So I'm going to put it there. So it's slightly open. So let's just hook it on. I'll just hook it on and close it using my, I think I'll use my chain nose pliers and just bring it together and close it. So I think I'll pick up my round nose pliers and close it. Just go to the end and bring it together. Clamp the end and just bring it together like that. So it's closed. Like that. If you're going to use your own earring wire, then you'll pick up your round nose pliers, go in and open it, right? Open it across. And then you'll pick up your earring and then you'll just simply hook it on. Pick up your round nose pliers again and bring it together. Bring it and close it together. Bring it both in. Bring them both in together like that. So you've got a nice dangly earring. But I love to make my own wires. So all you have to do is cut 3 inches of wire. We'll be making 2 at one time. So just measure that. Pick up your cutters. Cut 3 inches. Bend it in half like that. And close it like that. Make sure it's together. Maybe you could pick up your flat nose pliers and squash it together like we did before. And move all that together. There it is. Try and keep that together because it's going to be making 2 at the same time. So I'm going to just give it a little squash. I think I'll squash it again because I like it to be together. I'll try and squash it as much as possible. like that. That'll do. And then pick up my round nose pliers and turn it, the curl towards me like that. Just stay at the end and move it. So I've formed a loop, like a P loop. And then you'll pick up either a pen or whatever circular equipment you're going to use and just bend it together like that. Just bring it together like that. So just bring it together like that. Try and hold it together. And then pick up your flat nose pliers. Get the end and bend it. And then I tend to cut the end a little bit. Remember the wire is going to fly a bit. And just cut the ends like that. And then go into the middle. We're going to make it into 2 earrings. So you'll just go into where the hoop is and then clip it. Open it. Go inside at the very end and then form a curl. And close it. Close it a little bit more. Slightly. The file is going to be quite sharp here, so you need to pick up your file that you have to soften round, to smooth round here. You're going to file it sort of around the circular and keep touching it and feeling it until it's nice and soft, because if you don't file it when you put it in the air, it's going to be sharp. We don't want that, do we? So just file round and just feel if it's nice, and file like around the sides of the point. Give it a feel. Yeah, still a bit sharp like that. So then pick up your earring. I've still left a bit of a opening. I think I'll just move it across a bit like that. And then hook it on. And then close it using my flat nose pliers. And just bring it in. Bring my hand downwards so that it's closing like that. So there we are. Just bring them together. Got both of the earring hooks, either this one or this made one. So there, we've got the earrings. I think they look really fantastic. So we've got them either in this colour, green, nice, using the earring hooks that you want to use. So there we've got our little dangles here. Nice fancy earrings. So I like how they came out. So thank you so much for taking time out to watch my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like the channel, please press the like button and please press the notification button to let them know when I'm posting another video. I am quite active on here. And if you want to follow me, I'll put my social media links down below. And also I have an Etsy shop. So if you want to have a look at my Etsy shop, I'll put the link down below. And I'll also be posting the items that I make and stock in my Etsy shop with much more to come. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye for now.